sejahtera, nama saya Fatimah binti Mokhtar. Saya ialah pengusaha sambal, acar berempah dan serbuk rempah daripada Palmyra Food Network.
We go to introduction part. An entrepreneur is a person who creates a brand new business, bearing most of the risk and enjoying most of the rewards. The method of putting in a business is thought of as entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur is often seen as an associate originator, a supplier of the latest idea, good service and business or procedure. There are several types of entrepreneurial behavior that are unafraid of failure. Risk takers learn things that those that wish to color within the lines. Notably, they learn the way to choose themselves and keep a copy once they stumble. A valuable attribute for anyone to possess, however, particularly necessary for entrepreneurs. Next is the networker. If you are smart at creating friends and influencing folks, you will have a better time of it. If you are able to build contact and see how one person downside could be another resolution, you will be a natural networker and an entrepreneur. Our group was assigned to interview an entrepreneur. We have chosen Palmyra Food for our interview. We have gained a lot from these entrepreneurs. She also gave word of encouragement for two budding entrepreneurs who are just starting a business.
I'm going to present about the entrepreneur background. For your information, the founder of the Palmyra Food Network is Puan Fatimah binti Mokhtar. She was born in Negeri Sembilan and now she lives in Kuala Lumpur. 2.2 How did Puan Fatimah started her business? Before launching this one, Mrs. Fatimah's family owned another business. Her grandfather took a reservation to handle a wedding in the village. At that moment, she was assisting her grandfather in cooking. When her grandfather passed away, Mrs. Fatimah's family were reluctant to continue her grandfather's business. So, Mrs. Fatimah reproceed her grandfather's recipe.
We can see the first factor that led to the creation of business was Miss Fatimah had a true role model to guide her to success. The second factor that Miss Fatimah had a source to learn about business and was consistently studying about her business education. The third factor, she had a growth mindset. The fourth factor, that she had the spirit and want to try something new. The factor, that she could identify the market. When she goes to work abroad, she finds it's difficult to get spicy food. So from that, she want to produce sambal-based products and export them abroad. The sixth factor, she had a communication skill. She had an opportunity to close deal with customer because she knew how to negotiate it.
Next, I will present company background. 3.1 Name of company. Palmyra is a popular girl's name in Spanish that refers to a lady who never gives up. This is similar to herself, despite great failures and losses. She never gives up in business. 3.2 What type of business is she or he running? In what industry? The business she does manufacturer, supplier and exporter. She makes ready-to-cook paste and ready-to-eat sambal in the manufacturing area. Next, she works as a supplier for small eateries, street vendors and other enterprises. She also thinks about a business partner before doing the export. In 3 countries, India, Singapore and London, she has established agreements with her business partners. Then 3.3 Who are the target customers? The first target market for Palmyra Food Network was Malaysians, mainly young individuals who live alone, such as students. She tried to broaden her target market, focusing on cafes and small restaurants. She began to think and behave in ways that were directed at the entire Malaysian society, and she used media social as the medium for promoting their products. 3.4 How does she or he run the business? Mrs. Fatimah used to sell just the products she created in Malaysia. When the demand for her products grew and her brand became more well-known, she turned her attention to a larger audience, the international community. She discovered that there is a strong demand for her goods in London. She did not lose the opportunity in front of her by continuing to pursue it by reaching an agreement with her London-based business partner. Mrs. Fatimah continues to sell her things in Malaysia, especially Aeon and online through Shopee. 3.5 How many employees does he or she have? Palmyra Food Networks employs 15 employees at the moment. Most of her employees are senior citizen aged 50 and above. The majority of her staff have been with her from the beginning of her company. They were her most committed and loyal staff. Despite the COVID-19 outbreak, she continued to allow her staff to work reducing
We
their
move to 4.1 working experience. Miss Fatima attended Maktab Ilmu Perguruan Khas after graduating from high school, where she studied physical education and sports. She became a national coach and an international judge in the sport of aerobics. She quit teaching in 1999 and went to work with her husband as an assistant. Her husband is a businessman who worked as a general manager. She started a food-related business in 2017. She baked biscuit and cakes at home because her son enjoys them. In 2017, she registered a company namely Cake and Business. While she was in the business and cake business, she met a mentor who taught her how to grow the business. She changed her name to Palmyra in 2018. She has also patented her brand in the food industry, so no one else can use it. In 2018, she opened a small factory to launch her business. She also used her saving and EPF to help run the business. Now, Palmyra Food Network manufactures, export and distributes chili-based paste, pickles and other condiments. Palmyra Food Network is a Trade India certified and trusted vendor that provides a low-cost range of chili-based and paste products. Next is 4.2 roles model. Miss Fatima, on the other hand, does not have a fixed role model. She will always have a different role model. She is interested in Sharifah Aini as a role model because she is a hard worker who works hard to get ahead in life. For example, nowadays many young people succeed in becoming millionaires and how they are able to do so. From this, Miss Fatima will read their stories and follow their steps or take them as a motivation. Miss Fatima has also studied with a millionaire from Singapore. He has given many tips, among them where there is already a business, how to want to maintain that momentum. In the last one, Miss Fatima also mentioned that her role model is her own mother. This is because even though their lives are hard, she has never seen her mother complain and work hard to get on with life.
Entrepreneurial activities. Miss Fatima sells cookies at home from house to house. Miss Fatima also loves to cook, and she knows how to make sambal and use her skill to cook the sambal and sell to the people. She also use her skill to make a lot of sambal and exporting her sambal to around the world. The intention of being an entrepreneur. At what age? Miss Fatima is a teacher. She don't have an intention to become entrepreneur when she was a child. Miss Fatima wanted to become entrepreneur when she was 56 years old. She started make her own product, which is sambal that known as Palmyra Food Network.
Next, I will move to 5.0, the entrepreneur at the time she started the business. 1.5, a primary motivation to start up the business. Miss Fatima's spirit determination began in school when she assisted her family in managing fees. Next, 5.2, setting up any goals while she started up the business. Palmyra Food Network started a physical store that sold sambal until it was well received on internet store. Next, I will move to 5.3, that is resources that are available before startup. Mrs. Fatima believed that experiences is the precious asset and membership that an entrepreneur can gain. 5.4, any networking. As a result of changing thoughts among Chinese business partners, Mrs. Fatima's attention was drawn to the prospect who is available in e-commerce.
Controlling at an early stage of business, serious or not. Mrs. Fatima continued her business despite having challenges during the first 3 years of being an entrepreneur. Mrs. Fatima's dream is to be a successful entrepreneur. Race orientation at early startup. In the early stage of the business, she ran the race orientation. She is not proficient in marketing, which causes many people to not know about the product, which is less promoted on all existing platforms. Business plan. Palmyra's food business has grown and gained traction for people to buy the product. Therefore, Mrs. Fatima has made her business plan to export the Palmyra's food product abroad so that the product is not only known in Malaysia, but the people abroad can also own and test this Palmyra food product. Prepare or not startup, she saw the potential of the business that had been run by her husband, who was a businessman. She also wanted to venture into the field, so she decided to stop teaching and pursue entrepreneurship by helping her husband in the beginning. Then she had intended and was ready to create her product and start a business of her own. She made biscuit at home and sold biscuit from house to house. However, several factors prevent Mrs. Fatima from continuing the biscuit business, causing her to want to change the sales product to chili-based product.
In conclusion, there are many things and important lessons that we can learn from Miss Fatima on how to grow the business. The first thing we learn is that if you want to be an entrepreneur, you should have a good role model. Besides that, we learn from Miss Fatima that we should study business without thinking that we are late to study something. We learn from Miss Fatima that we need to have a growth mindset. We must think about challenging ourselves to do something we have never done before, because you do not try it, you will never know. We learn from Mr. Fatima that we should never give up when she runs a business. We should accept criticisms and use that as opportunity to fix the mistake. Entrepreneur needs to find information and make plans before starting a business. The key success factor for a business is to have a growth mindset. That the growth mindset will make us not give up and consistently improve ourselves in business. In addition, the key success factor of the business is that we need to be brave to try something new.